Hey guys, welcome to another Vlog Friday. For those of you who are public school teachers, if you are kind of in the Northeast area, congratulations, you are finally on February vacation. For those of you who aren't, I'm very sorry about that. Have fun going to work on Monday. So this week, our prompt was to talk about and kind of reminisce about our first kiss, and I'm going to actually break it up into two different ones. The one where it was the first kiss overall, and then the first kiss with my husband. And they're both kind of funny stories, but um, they definitely have their differences. So the first kiss overall was with a boy named Tim. He was my first boyfriend, and in 7th grade we started dating in May. And about a month after we started dating, I wrote him a letter because it was very cool to write people notes and fold them up into crazy shapes back then. And I wrote him this letter saying, "Oh, I really like you," the kind of 7th grade, we're going out type of thing. And he wrote me a letter back, and I was reading it on the bus, and he said, "Oh, it's been about a month. Don't you think that we should at least kiss now?" And I was hoping that he would say that, but I didn't want to be a presumptuous 7th grader. So one day I went over to his house during the summer, and we had plans to go see Tarzan, the Disney movie. How romantic. Um, so I went to hang out with him before we went to the movie, and he had this broken down treehouse in his backyard. And he told his mom, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go show Aaron the treehouse out back." So we went to go hang out there and started talking, and he brought up the note and said, "Well, what do you think?" And I gave him a very long metaphor about how it was one of those life events that was like riding a roller coaster. You're scared to get on, but then the ride is super cool. Once you get on, you wonder why you ever hesitated in the first place, which I think was pretty darn deep of me for being a 7th grader. It also shows you how big of a geek I was growing up, and still am, but that's fine. So after a lot of hemming and hawing and getting things kind of figured out, he just kind of leaned into me, and we kissed. It was probably for about 5 seconds, but to me, I was like, "Oh, it lasted 30 seconds. It was magical." And then I wrote about it in my diary, and my sister stole my diary and read it, and then proceeded to tell everybody that I had kissed this boy. And I was mortified because I didn't want anybody knowing that I had kissed anybody yet. And so I told her that it was a dream, and that my friends and I were writing dream diaries, and that she just had stolen the wrong one. I don't think she bought it, but it stopped the rumors for a while. But basically, the entire experience went along to I'm forgetting the name of the song, but there's a Sixpence None the Richer song that talks about a broken treehouse. Oh, it's essentially called "Kiss Me." Good. Um, but it goes along to that entire lyric. So anytime we heard that growing up, my friends would always laugh at me because that's exactly how my first kiss went. Um, my first kiss with my husband was definitely different, and yet still completely awkward. Most of our relationship has been and probably will be for the rest of our lives, and that's what I love about it. Um, Basically, we were trial dating a couple of times before we decided to start actually dating, because we didn't want to really ruin a friendship before we decided to become boyfriend and girlfriend. And we were sophomores in high school, and after a class fundraiser, um, I went back to his house to do some homework and kind of hang out with him. And we went upstairs into his room, which was okay then because we weren't dating. He had just broken up with another girl, his first girlfriend. And so we were kind of talking and just laying on his bed. And he asked me, you know, "Do you think that you would want to be my girlfriend?" And he claims that I grunted when I told him yes. I maintain that it was more of a contented sigh and not a grunt, because I'm not really a grunting person. And it doesn't sound good when you tell people that your girlfriend said yes by grunting. But I said yes, and then we both kind of sat up and looked at each other all excitedly, and then he looked at me and uttered the most romantic words I have ever heard. Well, now that that's that, I guess I should kiss you now and get it over with. How romantic is that? So he went to lean in. I was still smiling because I was very happy. And he leaned in so quickly that, if this is me, I'm smiling, see, nice open mouth. He leans in so quickly that I didn't have time to close my lips. So he ended up kissing my teeth. And being the good, calm, kind of religious boy that he was, he didn't want us to go too fast, and he thought that I was trying to French kiss him right off the bat. So after he finished kissing my teeth, he kind of pulled back, looked at me and said, "Oh, yeah, we need to talk about that." And I was mortified that he kissed my teeth, but now I was anxious because I had no idea what he wanted to talk to me about. I thought I had already screwed up the relationship to begin with. So his mom had just called us down for dinner, so we went down to dinner, and then immediately after we were done, I think he kind of rushed me through eating too. Immediately after we were done, he rushed me back upstairs to his room and said, I'm not very comfortable with the speed at which you want to go with this relationship. And I looked at him like he was crazy and asked him what he was talking about. And he said, "Well, you just tried to French kiss me." And I said, "No, I didn't. You just didn't let my lips close." And then he kind of rolled his eyes and went, "Oh, so you weren't trying to take it really, really fast." No, B, I was not. Definitely not. I had no idea what I was doing. I had only kissed that other boy once in 7th grade, so it had been, a number of years since I had kissed anybody, so clearly lacking practice, and I was in my sophomore year of high school, so nobody's a perfect kisser then anyway. So it was all kind of a big disaster, and a really funny story to tell people now and kind of laugh about, and we still laugh about it, and talk about how funny and awful and absolutely perfect our first kiss was anyway. And the first kiss as a married couple at our wedding was just as funny, because I went in to kiss him, and the kiss itself was great since we've had lots of practice since sophomore year. But then I looked at his face, and his upper lip was covered in pink lip gloss, because I had put on lip gloss before I went out to the ceremony. So I effectively tried to rub it off and ended up sticking out my tongue like I typically do when I'm really putting a whole lot of energy into something. And it made for some epic wedding photos. And I was told by one of our guests later on that that was what had saved him from absolutely bawling during our ceremony, because he found it so funny. But those are the stories of my first kisses, beyond the first grade kiss where one of my best friends kissed me on the cheek and told me that I now had to pay him with a Twinkie. Yeah. Never really did give him that Twinkie, but that's okay, because then he decided to give a ring to somebody else in class, and that was just not okay. But hopefully you'll join in. Make sure that you link to yours below so we can all enjoy, and I can add links to yours so I can show people what you've been up to. So, what was your first kiss like? Have a great week, guys, and enjoy vacation if you're on it.